As we wait for Vlado to take off, Sean Tucker coming by. There's that very unique sound. Yep. Original Mustangs had a different canopy on them, but the one produced in greatest number was the D model, which incorporated this bubble canopy that we see on this Mustang. Oh my God. Vlado comes over the top. He'll point the nose back down 45 degrees, throw the stick over to the left and complete that maneuver, the 1/2 Cuban 8 maneuver. The original Mustang was outfitted with an Allison V12 engine, the same type that was in the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, also the Lockheed P-38 Lightning and other aircraft. But the Mustang, as it was first built for the Royal Air Force, didn't have enough high altitude performance. So the Royal Air Force decided to put one of their Merlin engines, the Rolls-Royce Merlin engines, on this aircraft, changed the shape of the cowling a little bit, strengthened the engine mounts. The Rolls-Royce Merlin engine was the type being used in the Supermarine Spitfires and the Hawker Hurricanes, the two frontline fighters for the Royal Air Force during World War II. Also in the Lancaster bomber. But with that better turbo supercharger on the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, the Mustang as we know it today was born, and it got that name, the Cadillac of the sky. It's such a unique sound compared to the radial engine sound that we've heard on the Geico Skytyper's SNJ aircraft, and even on the Nanchang CJ6 that we heard earlier when Bill Pirate Mills was flying it. It was, in fact, one of the frontline fighters of its day. Equipped with 4 50 caliber machine guns, it was the same type of aircraft flown by the Tuskegee Airmen. The stripes that you see painted on the aircraft are known as invasion stripes. And those were painted on all Allied aircraft in preparation for the D-Day invasion of Normandy by the Allies on June 6, 1944. Those stripes were there so that Allied ground gunners would not, or other aircraft would not inadvertently shoot down one of our own aircraft. They were painted on the cargo aircraft as well as the fighters.
Come on, F-22, man.
With about 160 of these aircraft still flying today, it represents just 1%, just about 1% of the original production run of the Mustang. Coming down on the deck at over 200 miles per hour, the nose will come up. Now let's watch Vlado Lenoch put it into a 4-point hesitation roll, stopping the aircraft each 90 degrees of rotation. If you look carefully underneath, you will see the radiator scoop. This was in fact a liquid-cooled engine and required coolant just like our automobile engines do. The original design had a different position and a different design of that radiator scoop, and it was thought that it would cause a lot of drag and slow the aircraft down. However, after fixing the original design that created turbulence around the aircraft, they put a space or a gutter between the bottom of the fuselage and the top of the radiator scoop to reduce the turbulence around the air going into the radiator, thus increasing performance there, and then the hot air escaping out the back of the radiator area actually gave this airplane a few pounds of jet thrust. And that increased the speed of the airplane. It didn't slow it down, it increased it. And they called that jet thrust Meredith effect. It's so awesome to hear everybody listening so carefully to this engine sound. How do you like the Mustang and Vlado Lenoch, everybody?